Would you say that anti-Semitism goes all the way back to Abraham, Isaac, and Ishmael, or?
Well, the Islamic flavor, so to speak, of it, yes, I would say goes back to that. But then you have Christian anti-Semitism. The more outward anti-Semitism that's been within the church goes back historically to earlier times.
Right.
For sure, like the Inquisition, which takes place in the 1400s, where, a third of
like leave your
Jews,
Judaism.
Yeah, they're either forced to convert or expelled or killed. Many thousands of Jews were killed by the Catholic Church. Even, and if we talk about the anti-Semitism in the church, even Martin Luther wrote a horrible paper called "On the Jews and Their Lies," and he said, "What are we going to do with all these Jews? We're going to have to round them up and put them in the synagogues and, burn the synagogues down."
Martin Luther wrote this?
Yeah. So Martin Luther,
I had no idea.
When he first, wrote his 99 Theses or whatever it was called, was hopeful that Jewish people would come along with him.
Yeah.
Right. But when they didn't, he became very bitter towards Jews. And towards the end of his life, he wrote this famous paper on the Jews and their lies, and he called them all kinds of horrible names and things. Martin Luther, John Calvin, all the Chrysostom, St. Augustine.
Yeah. So I've never heard that.
I think a lot of Christians don't know anything about that kind of stuff.
No.
But more Jews know about those things than Christians oftentimes.
Yeah.
And that creates that barrier to believing in Jesus.
And I've remembered, my Jewish friends saying things like, "Oh, like Christians are horrible and they're anti-Semitic and they're against me." And I've always just been like, that's not true. Like, we love the Jewish people. My church that I go to and here at Shalom Boca and many, I can't think of one that doesn't, but many congregations I feel are so embracing and accepting of Jewish people that have accepted Jesus,
right,
and the Jewish people without accepting Jesus, because we just love them.
Yeah, so we would say, a true follower of Yeshua would, by definition, almost have to love the Jewish people.
Be a light.
Because he himself is Jewish, right?
God's kindness.
So you can't love Yeshua and hate his people.
Exactly.
Right.
That's always what I've been so confused by.
However, it's been that way.